You ever eat too much cheese and you just can't poop for like days, and that growing dread in the back of your mind knows a fierce and sweaty reckoning is coming. You can't escape it. Best bear down, give birth to this thing, and get it over with.
That is America's ass.
That pretty much sums up the expectations for Captain America 4, a movie in a dead heat in a frantic race with Snow White to the bottom of the barrel.
Considering the mouse has probably spent close to $1 billion on these two nuggets of joy, I'd say we've already punched through the bottom of the barrel and are well on our way to China.
Oddly, despite the 4 or 5 reshoots that we know of for this thing, Cap 4 still has one of the same messed up problems that Multiverse of Madness did. With that film, one of the big problems was that Wanda's motivation and character arc surrounding her children had already been wrapped up in WandaVision, but they used it again in Madness as if the show had never happened. Here, Sam Wilson's Captain America is struggling with whether he's fit to carry the shield, something we already dealt with in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This beating of the dead horse, story-wise, only serves to reinforce the aura that you feel watching this film of, why is this here? Why does this exist at all? The movie itself doesn't seem to know. One thing we do know for certain is that Disney has no faith in this movie. Iger and Feige weren't even at the premiere. They bought 2 Super Bowl ads and burned them on Thunderbolts and a generic-y Disney Plus commercial that seemed to almost celebrate the IPs that they bought and destroyed. But there was no spot for Cap 4, even though it was just going to open in 5 days. And there's no spot for Snow White either.
Weird. It's Hollywood, baby.
Cap 4 not only has no purpose, it also seems to have no identity of its own. Instead of coming up with something new and heroic that firmly establishes Sam Wilson as Captain America, they're doing a retread of a much better movie, Winter Soldier, where the guy with the shield is trying to prove an old buddy's innocence after that person was mind controlled. Same plot. Now mash that concept together with a Hulk movie, because this is effectively a sequel to Edward Norton's Hulk from 17 years ago. Banner's girlfriend, once again played by Liv Tyler, is here. Tim Blake Nelson reprises his role as Samuel Stearns, poisoning President Ross with gamma radiation to turn him into the Red Hulk.
The Hulk and Abomination fight in Harlem is referenced more than once.
Now, to be fair, I think that Stearns' entire presence in this movie was an afterthought. It's part of the reshoots, given how much of him is on some pretty sloppy green screen.
Notice the trailers never lit on much about the plot.
Probably because they didn't know what the plot was about from month to month. Since in reality this is 4 or 5 movies cut into one, there's some serious editing oddities. Like, for example, Shira Haas's character is in a scene where there is clearly some sort of hero costume under her clothes that we never get to see. Okay, here's some positives. Anthony Mackie's sincerity really shines through. I know he made some comments a few weeks ago in Rome that were kind of called into question, but I really think he was just trying to dance the dance. Maybe he had some talking points he was supposed to go through, especially since he was speaking in a foreign country, but I'm not lending any credence to that Clearwater or Revival. The refusal to take the super soldier serum makes the believability of fight scenes with the Red Hulk a little problematic, but whatever. Harrison Ford really brings his A-game, a far better performance than Indiana Jones' Dial B for boredom. He was what I was looking forward to most with this movie, and I was not disappointed. Giancarlo Esposito was as reliable as ever, even though they gave him blue contacts because reasons? Carl Lumley was on point, just as he was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I miss Mantis.
Nice old school pull. Now I have to say, for as much as this film had going against it, I think they did alright. I'd put it about here. It's better than the Marvels, Eternals, and Quantumania, so that has to count for something. It's far from a perfect film, sure, and I went into it with lowered expectations, which may have helped, but it wasn't the point and laugh fest that Marvel has become lately. But what did you guys think? Let us know in the comments and stay fresh, cheese bags.